what I say to that normally would be that the parents also have a duty along with the coach to watch.
Right.
Okay. And the lifeguards have a duty. So everybody is working together and that kind of helps. So let's say it's a careless coach. Let's say he doesn't mean to be careless, but he's always distracted by every little thing. But that's where you as a parent are watching and you're like, hey, look, my child is drifting away or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's true. And everybody who's around the pool is watching the pool. And a lot of people don't want to take that into account, but it is super important to realize that if you're by the pool and there's people in it, you are now a watcher.
Hmm.
So, as for an instructor standpoint, we have a 3 second swivel rule. So we tell the instructors if you look away for 3 seconds, you have to look back after those 3 seconds are up. It's a problem all over the world, right? Like there's the YMCA, and the YMCA is notorious for putting 10 to 15 kids in a class, and they may have maybe one head instructor. Now they do have lifeguards and they have other people there watching the children as well. So it's not just one coach in the water with like 15 kids. That would be insane. But, I remember those days. I used to work for that company, and, we would take the kids off the wall and have them kind of swim back to the wall. We would sit them down on the wall and we would do the next kid. There's really no effective learning happening there. Are they all getting exposed to the water and at least getting something? Yes. But is it effectively teaching them how to swim from 0 to 10? No, it's definitely not. So ideally, the most kids that I've had good results with is going to be three children in front of me. I can have the best results possible. And that's definitely going to be for those, 3 and up, 3 years old to
Yeah.
4 years old, 5 years old. And then, I feel like the most an instructor, again, a really good instructor who's capable, who's strong, who has very good peripheral vision, can do
Hmm.
up to probably 6 kids, I would say, at the most. But is it
Yeah.
going to be as effective for each individual kid? No.
We are swimming one day and we'll believe that when you have that one-on-one experience with even an adult, they learn a lot faster. And the idea of what we do is basically to teach you at the fastest rate possible. So that's an amazing one. And I completely agree.
So this is a generational curse that has been passed down by mother to, daughter to whatever, from all the way up from great grandma. Who knows where it started, our grandfather, whoever, whatever the family situation is. We don't know where it started, but we need to nick it in the butt now. And if you don't, guess what? It's only going to continue, especially in this particular situation. Who'd you say was going to yell at her? What was
Her
the,
mother-in-law,
yeah,
the
the
husband's
mother-in-law.
mother.
The mother-in-law could essentially have some sort of persuading factor on the child at some point. They're gonna be an authority figure to that child, and the child will observe that the mother-in-law is fearful and doesn't want the child to swim, and the child may not swim because of that one instinct. So I would completely cut off her decision making in my child's life if it was me, and I would go do what's best for the child. And if she yells at you, it doesn't matter because
Okay.
life goes on.
So Nigeria is a very communal life, has got a communal
I know.
lifestyle still.
I
So
know.
what I
Old.
advise to my advice to mothers like this would be to bring the mother-in-law and all the doubting adults along with you to my session with the baby. And I think that when they see how much fun the child is having, and when I talk to them as a professional, and I assure them that the child is in the best of hands, they would go home thinking, that was not a bad one. And the way I do it, I usually invite mother-in-law to come for a class herself. So we make it a little bit humorous because it's a lot of pressure on the lady. And they say, oh, if something happens, and they start wishing and bringing all those negativity to the life of the woman, and then maybe she doesn't want to do it anymore. So We're still a communal society, and the lady may not be able to kick out the mother-in-law's opinions and kick her out of the house, but we would say, please bring them to the session, let them talk to the person in charge, especially with swimming one day, because I would always say to them, the way we operate is that we want to make sure that the parents and the kids and everybody involved is having a great time. So just watching us in the water is going to make the mother-in-law happy. And I think we can persuade her that way because she's going to be part of the fun and she's going to think, oh, my baby's having so much fun.